Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in again today. I'm here today to review the new Revlon Colorstay Whipped Cream Makeup. It's the one that comes in a jar, and it is a sort of creamy mousse-like consistency. This is in addition to the Revlon Colorstay foundation line. So I was really excited when I saw this. As a huge fan of the original Colorstay, I definitely wanted to give this a try, especially given the 24-hour claim, as you can see on the top there. Revlon Colorstay is known for being a really great long-lasting foundation. The original formula comes in two different types. There's one type for normal to oily skin and one type for normal to dry skin. The new Revlon Colorstay Whipped foundation just comes in one formula. It is a little bit more expensive than the original Colorstay formula, which I believe is a little bit closer to between $8 to $12. So first I'm going to start out by showing you a little bit about the consistency. Like I said, it is sort of this creamy texture, but it's a lot different than other mousse products I've used in the past. It's nothing like the Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse or the Dream Matte Mousse. Both of those have a very different consistency, and it's also not really quite the same consistency as the L'Oreal Magic Souffle makeup either. Of all of them, this one is the most cream-like. It's almost like a pudding texture. It's like a liquid mousse. It's less of a whipped mousse. It doesn't have like air bubbles or foam in it. But I just put a swatch of the color there on my hand, and it does have a really nice kind of silky texture, but it does dry to a matte. And I am wearing it today, so hopefully you can get an idea of kind of the texture. I've been wearing this for a little over 8 hours with no touch-ups, so you can kind of see on my forehead a bit of shininess coming through my T-zone. So it is a matte, and it does start off more matte, but throughout the day it definitely does get a little bit more shiny. So if you have extremely oily skin, you might want to consider powdering it. I have normal to oily skin, especially in the summer. A lot of, the humidity and perspiration definitely make my skin more shiny. So I would consider this a good, nice matte finish because it's a soft, natural matte finish. It's not a really drying, flaky look, but it's definitely not gonna it's not going to be bulletproof for those of you with extremely oily skin. Go ahead and touch on some more pros, things that I really like about this product. First of all, I really like the packaging. I feel like it's a very premium, nice looking packaging. It's definitely not travel friendly. It is a very thick jar, but I think just for everyday use, it's a really nice packaging, and it's kind of nice to use something a little bit different. The top isn't too narrow, so it's easy to get a brush in there. Some people are germaphobes and worried about using their brushes or sponges or fingers in here. Personally, I'm not, and that really just doesn't bother me. If you were a makeup artist or you were sharing your products, I would be more concerned about that, or if I had acne issues. But because I don't really, that doesn't bother me. But if you're the type of person that really likes using a pump and really likes all your products to be super sanitary, that might be a downfall for you in terms of the packaging. I already hit a little bit on the finish. Like I said, it is a very matte yet natural finish, so I really, really enjoy the finish. I also really enjoyed the staying power. I felt like it lasted a good 8 to 10 hours. It provides nice medium buildable coverage. I would not consider this a full coverage foundation, but it definitely does cover, fairly well. If you have a lot of uneven skin tone, redness, big freckles or things like that are very apparent, it probably won't cover all those things. You might need to layer on a little bit more to get some coverage, but due to the texture of it, I don't know that I would recommend building it or layering it too much because it is that very thick, creamy consistency. You don't want it to feel too heavy. Another really great thing about this is that a little bit goes a long way. You don't need to use a lot of this product, which is also a perk considering the price, being a little bit more pricey, and also the fact that it only comes with 0.8 fluid ounces. So this isn't a product that you'll tear through very fast. Another thing I really like about this product is that it doesn't look cakey at all. It's a very foolproof application. I'm going to share with you some brushes that I have that I would recommend using with this. You can use your fingers to apply it. You can use a beauty blender or sponge. I personally like to use brushes, but I really feel like a synthetic buffer brush is the best way to go with a foundation like this. You don't want to use a natural fiber hair brush that is going to shed and get bristles into your product. So I have quite a few brushes I can share with you. I'm just going to run through these really fast. A couple of them are Real Techniques. These two are. This is their stippling brush. I didn't have any problems with getting any weird stroke marks with this, so I would definitely recommend this one. And then this is their new foundation brush. Again, a great buffer, and both of these brushes are small enough to fit into the lid of the product without like hitting the edges, which I really liked. And then the two Sigma brushes that I like are the F82, this is the round kabuki one, and then the F80, which is the flat top. Both of these, again, are synthetic buffer brushes. I think either one would work really well. If you're looking for a little bit more coverage, I would recommend the flat top. The only downfall with this brush that I found, at least in using this foundation, is that it's a little bit wide on top and hard to fit into the product. So just something to keep in mind. And then the last two, another flat top brush, but this one is a little bit skinnier, so it fits a little better. And this is a Sonia Kashuk brush, available at Target. And then also the Sephora Platinum Airbrush number 56. This is, again, another small tapered dense buffer brush that also fits very well. So as you can see, there's a lot of options for how to apply this, but I really felt like a little bit went a long way. I literally just dabbed the product onto the brush and then just kind of stippled it around my face and buffed it in. That said, I would definitely recommend pairing this with a really good under eye concealer, especially if you have darkness. This just isn't the type of product I would feel personally comfortable putting under my eyes, just due to that kind of whipped moussey texture. I would just worry about it settling into fine lines and wrinkles and creasing. So if you have a really nice bulletproof concealer, I would recommend applying that to the triangle area underneath your eyes and then using the foundation on the rest of your face. That's what I did today to achieve this look. So overall, I really like it. I would definitely recommend it and definitely check it out, but I do want to hit on a few of the cons associated because I don't think it's a perfect product by any means, at least for me. The one thing I didn't really like about it was it felt heavy on the skin to me. I know that it's described as a lightweight foundation, great for summer, and personally, I just don't think it feels very lightweight. Maybe that's because I've gotten used to using foundations like the Estee Lauder Invisible Fluid Makeup, the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua, these very like highly liquidy, lightweight foundations. This to me is definitely heavy, and I wouldn't consider it a lightweight foundation. I also think, given the texture of the foundation, you really need to be careful if you have mature skin, if you have fine lines and wrinkles, or you have really large pores. I would definitely recommend partnering this with your favorite primer. I found that I really liked the results of this product better when partnered with a really nice primer. It also helped it last longer to me. I just think the consistency of this is the type that is bound to wear off faster because it does have that very silky finish. And it also will cling to those either dry patches or kind of imperfections. I also found that this rubs off easily, so it's not quite as transfer resistant as the original Revlon Colorstay. I did find it rubbing off onto my phone, onto my napkin, and especially as my skin got more oily, it kind of slipped around a little bit. Nothing ridiculously, horrible. There have been foundations I've used that I would never recommend because of that factor alone. I would still definitely recommend this, but just something to be aware of. It's not going to be that transfer resistant finish of the original Colorstay. All in all, I really think that this is a great foundation. It is very foolproof, as I said. It has a great, beautiful, soft, matte, natural looking finish. It provides a good medium coverage that is buildable, but doesn't look unnatural or mask-like. I don't think that this is an incredibly lightweight foundation, and it is a little bit more pricey, so just depending on what you're looking for, I would recommend checking it out. I really like it. I would definitely consider repurchasing. Just for me, it's not my summer foundation of choice, but if you like a matte finish and a medium to buildable coverage, I would definitely recommend giving this a try. I think the packaging is great, and I'm really excited that Revlon came out with this just because I'm such a huge fan of the original Colorstay. For me, this doesn't replace the original Colorstay. I don't know that I would you know, ever be able to give up the original Colorstay. I think that'll always be one of my favorite foundations, but I think that this is a really great spin-off and offers something a little bit different. It just depends on what you're looking for. This is definitely going to be a lot more natural looking and a lot easier to apply, but it's not going to be as long wearing, it's not going to be as oil controlling, and it's not going to be as travel friendly. So I hope that this was helpful, you guys. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.